Hey, good morning, everybody. Apologies, guys. Sorry, my alarm was totally screwed up this morning. Instead of setting it up for 9 a.m., I set it up for 9 p.m. I'm like, why the hell the damn thing didn't go off?
Oh,
My Lord. That's what happens. Very long night last night. Okay,
morning.
peace for the delay start, boys and ladies. Okay, let's not waste any further time. Let's get started. So today we're going to be doing the deep dive on not the traditional, but the Agile methodology. But before we go, we were supposed to do one thing which I kind of forgot. I just remembered it yesterday after the class that we never worked on putting together requirements for a mobile application. Remember we were talking about that? We never did that with your class, right? Did we work on the exercise for putting a mobile application requirements down? No, right?
No,
I'm not
as
hearing
far as
anybody
I,
say anything, so I'm presuming no, right?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay, so let's practice a little bit about requirement gathering. Imagine we are looking to develop a mobile app for a bank, right? Let's just call it ABC Bank. Okay, so that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to develop a mobile app for ABC Bank. All right. Okay. So during the planning stage, we would have typically identified at a very high level what we're looking to do, right? Besides developing a mobile app for Bank ABC, that's not enough to kind of give a level zero estimate, right? We need more details, right? What are the major functionalities? In other words, we need to identify what will be the different major modules or major functionalities of this mobile app, correct? Yes? What are you looking for as far as from a high level, what do you want this mobile app to be able to do, right? Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started. So if I was to develop a mobile app, what's one of the very first modules or functionalities I need to be thinking about? What will be like, say, your key BR, we'll use KBR as mobile apps here. So KBR one, what would be like the one of the very first high level uh, module that you need to build for this mobile app? What are the high level functions you need to be able to do?
Login.
Login, correct. One of the major functions would be login, right? Agreed? So that would be like one of the major modules. What other functions are you looking to do in your mobile app? After you have logged in, what are you looking to do? This mobile app should be able to do what?
I mean, we
So
should have
account
account.
summary.
Yeah.
Okay, account summary, yes, balances. This all comes under which module? We call that module typically account reporting, right? You're reporting against your accounts, correct? Which would include your summary, your transactions, this, that, the whole 9 yards, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another major function you want on your mobile app. Okay. What's another major function of your mobile app? What else would you like the mobile app to do?
Transfer withdrawals.
Well, mobile app withdrawals? How are you withdrawing from a mobile app? Explain
Well,
that. Huh?
well, I mean, maybe you could use like Venmo or something.
That's still transfers, right?
It's transfer.
Not
Yeah.
withdrawal. Withdrawal an ATM machine does, or the branches does, right? By withdrawal, I'm thinking about withdrawing cash, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about transferring funds, yes, you can transfer funds from account A to account B, or you can even transfer funds externally, right? Agreed. So transfers, or sometimes they also call these transactions, right? So your mobile app should be able to do transfers, transactions. Okay, got it. What else?
Mobile deposit.
Mobile deposit. Okay, that's not a very big function. That's a very unique function, right? That's one function. So I'm looking for modules that have multiple things underneath it.
Statement and
I mean,
reports.
you can even put mobile deposit under transfers because you're transferring that check into your bank, right?
Yeah. Usually there is a separate icon for deposition.
Yep.
Just checking my TD Bank app. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah,
state,
statements is under account reporting, right?
Uh, we can find
yes,
alerts,
comes under
messages, alerts.
Okay, alerting function is a good one. Yeah. How about
Customer service, customer calls.
the customer service? But before customer service, let's call it bill pay.
Notifications.
bill pay. Oh, I was just about to say that. Pay as
Right,
bill.
bill pay, which is a major function. You want to set up your mobile phone, mobile app to pay your bills, right? Your Chase Bank, I mean, not your Chase Bank, but your Home Depot account, this account, that account. You can set all of that up, right? And somebody said customer service, right? Customer service. All right, let's consider these 5 major modules for now, okay? So with this information, you're like, okay, I got to build more login application, account reporting, transfers, bill pay, customer service. Okay, I got a good idea of what all areas of the Muhammad,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
you keep forgetting your thing. I'm gonna permanently mute you one of these days. Mm, So basically, what happens is from this, you come to realize that okay, probably, we're looking at X amount of dollars for this. This project is probably going to be X amount of time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you start to put your plan together. All right. Now we move from the planning stage to actual requirement gathering, right? Doing the analysis. So now let's start to talk about the actual functionalities that we need to build, right? Put together the business requirements, correct? And what does the business requirements focus on? What goes into the business requirements? What is the business requirements trying to answer? Which question? Come on, guys, you shouldn't be forgetting this so fast. What is the BRD trying to answer? What functions, what features need to be there, right? What? It answers the question what? Write it down. I don't know why you guys keep forgetting these things. So what features of login do you want? What would be like, say, KBR 1.1? What is the first functionality underneath login module? And give it to me in a full sentence.
What will be the username?
That's a question, man. Give me the requirement.
Okay. The user.
What are you looking to do? Tell me.
Login, so we
input,
need the ID.
input of the username and password.
That's a step, not a function. What are you trying to do with this user ID and name?
Creating a username and
That is not okay. Now you've gone and talked about a different requirement. You're talking about creating an account.
Which was the
What?
login
Verify.
account,
Yes, verify what?
Verify.
our ID and password.
So, what is the official name of that?
Identity.
Authenticate. Who are we trying to authenticate?
user ID.
User.
No,
The user.
ID you are trying to authenticate
User.
the user. I don't think so. You guys are ready to put requirements properly. Read it out loud, everybody.
Authenticate user via his or her username and password.
Is this a what? Is this what we want to do?
Yes,
This is
with
the
login.
requirement.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a requirement. You got it? Authenticate the user via his username and password, the most common login function. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to explain how to do it here because this is the business requirements, right? Where does the how go? How goes in the
FRD.
And the
it's
FRD,
functional
FSD.
requirements or functional specifications, right? Okay, that's one KPR.
Do we want to register the user before before being able to authenticate one?
Mr. Mohammed, does the guy already have an account?
No. I mean, he does have an account, but he
Okay.
doesn't have a
Does he
login
have
ID.
the web application?
I'm sorry?
Does he have a web application? Is he using online banking via the web?
I
No.
don't know.
What do you mean no? So you're telling me this guy doesn't have a website? So we are building the mobile app before the website. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say no. I just said I didn't know. Um, mm,
Do you guys
maybe.
understand the difference between a website and a mobile app?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Which would have come first,
A
Of
website.
course,
Website.
Website.
right? Which comes after the website?
By that.
Mobile app, right? So do you think the website is up for Bank ABC?
Yes.
Probably. Do you think he's logging into that?
You should.
And what do you think he's using? He should.
Username
What?
and password.
Username and password.
And you're telling me he's going to be using a different one for the mobile app versus his website.
No, it wouldn't even
No,
work.
but he's gonna have to register again, I think.
So where the hell do you think he registered for the website?
I mean,
I mean, what you mean?
I'm saying for the mobile app, maybe he has to register again.
Why? Doesn't he have an account?
Okay, maybe if the
Maybe
login-
the what?
The account.
He already has an account with the bank. He already has a login ID and password via his web. And the function to register for the web is on the web.
Okay.
And in either case, you don't need to have it under the login module. That is account creation. Different module. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Login is to authenticate the user, not to create the user's login ID. That's a separate module, separate function. If you want to put it here, yeah, you can put it here. But my question to you is, isn't that function already on the website? Can't he go to the website, register his account there, and then use the same user ID and password on his mobile app? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Then why do you need to create this function on the mobile app itself? You got it, Mohammed?
Yeah, but if he didn't have an online account, if he hadn't registered over there, but he had a bank account.
Then I would tell him, first of all, go to the branch, create an account with the branch, then go to the mobile application, and go to the website. You can create an online account there, or I would do it for him on the branch. If you
Yeah,
want,
but that would just be a longer process.
what do you mean that's going to be a longer process?
Maybe you could if you could just register a username, user ID on the mobile, then that would be easier.
That function already exists, Mohammed. Do you understand? Everything that it's like, you have a car already at home, you want 3 more. Why? Because I don't like using my older car. I want a newer car. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's going to cost you money. That's going to cost you time. You understand?
Yeah.
You got to think. You're here to do some analysis. Do some analysis, brother. Right?
Yeah.
You got to leverage what you already have. Right? Let me ask you, do we need to create a database for this mobile app? Since you're asking, Mohammed, do we need to create a database for this mobile app?
Yeah.
No,
No.
no. Which database can we already leverage?
The online account.
The one for the website. It already has a database, right? So why can't this be leveraging that?
Yeah, it could.
If you already have a car parking garage in your house, you want to put a separate car parking garage. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
The information already resides in a database. Why do I need to put up a separate database for the mobile app? Why can't I leverage the existing one? Is the guy's username and ID sitting in that database? Yes.
Yeah.
So why can't I use that to authenticate the user?
Yeah, that was.
Is his accounts already sitting in that database?
Yeah.
So why do I need to create a separate database to bring up his accounts again?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be inefficient.
Right?
Yeah.
So the mobile app will leverage the existing database. Why would it go to a different one? You understand?
Yeah.
So that was the first requirement. What are other requirements under login? Let's go. Come on. What are other requirements underneath the database? I'm saying database, underneath the login module. Is that the only login mechanism you know?
The forgot password.
Okay. So that's KBR what?
1.2.
1.2. And give it to me as a sentence. How are you going to write the forgot password function?
Reset password via email confirmation.
No, no, no. So who's trying to do the reset?
User.
The user.
Allow the user to reset his or her. What are you doing? Password?
Yeah.
All right. Password. Okay. And now we can put sub requirements underneath this, right? Meaning different ways that we can do it, right? Which would be KBR what?
1.2.1.
1.2.1, which is using what?
Email.
His or her. You okay? Just say using email, right? All right. What's the next KBR?
Text. Using text.
1.2.2.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Not using text. It's called using SMS. And what's the third one?
Mm,
You can say using, or you can say via email, via SMS, and via what? What's the third one? What would be a third one, guys? Anybody else here besides Mohammed?
Calling.
Calling. What is calling called?
Via phone contact.
Voice. A message, right? Yes?
Yes.
cloud.
Okay. Come on, what are you doing? All right. Owas, give me another requirement. I'm going to start taking some names now since you guys are sleeping. Was? Mr. Bukhari?
Yes, yes, right here.
Right here. Okay, give me a requirement.
In the same,
Login space. Come on, you never used a mobile app before?
yeah, plenty of times.
Plenty of time. So kind of remember what you do there, especially with the login. Because the class doesn't want to participate, so I'm going to start taking names now. Salman, think about one. Samraksha, think about one. And if somebody else gives yours, then you're going to be thinking about another one. Sayyid, requirements, let's go. How else do you guys log in, guys? Come on.
Fingerprint,
Correct. What does fingerprint come under?
security.
No, it doesn't
Oh,
come under
sorry.
security. It's a authenticate user. Same way. Authenticate. Oops.
Biometric.
Biomatrix. Correct. What is it doing today, man? My mind's not working still. Authenticate user via biomatrix, right? All right. And KVR number, what number is this?
1.3.1.
3.1, which will be via what? What's the most common?
Fingerprint.
Fingerprint.
We call it Touch ID, right? Fingerprint, Touch ID. What's the next one? Oh, sorry. KVR.
1.3.2.
Next would be
Via
face,
PIN number.
face recognition.
The Face ID.
Touch ID. PIN number is not a bio, man. Who said PIN?
No, if if you want to secure the password, you can put like a 4-digit number or any.
That's not under 1.3, right? When did PIN become a bio?
No. Yeah, it makes sense.
Right? You definitely can put that as KBR 1.4, right? But it can't be under KBR 1.3
3.
because 1.3s are all bios. There are more bios. Come on, think about them. Oh, Muhammad! Lord, before you move, Muhammad, you gotta remember to mute yourself. You have your mic at such a sensitive spot, and don't know why you need a new mic, Muhammad. Tell you the truth. All
It
right.
sounds like he's laying
sorry.
on it, right?
I don't know. Maybe he's sleeping right to left. I guess I don't know. All right.
Oh, that's not what's happening.
That's not what's happening. Sounds like it. All right. Via what?
Via voice.
Correct. Via voice. Correct. Any more? How else could we do it? KBR 1.3.4.
Email,
How did email become a bio?
like a two-step, the new two-step authentication.
Oh, yes, multi-factor. We're gonna put that down. That's a separate requirement, and there's many multi-factors.
I guess for the really advanced accounts, retinal.
Yeah, well, actually, tell you the truth, OS, Retina is not as advanced as Face is. If the face is taking the whole face into consideration, Retina is a smaller part of the face, right? But yeah, definitely Retina scan. All right. All right. Okay. Now somebody just mentioned, what did they say? KBR number what? What number are we on now?
1.4.
1.4, which is going to be authenticate client or user via multi-factor or two-factor, right? multi-factor. Oh. And this one is called MFA. Multi-factor or two-factor. Okay? Meaning you're going to be utilizing more than one method to authenticate the user. What's the first factor authentication? Which one is first factor?
The via mobile number, I mean, text message,
Mhm.
mobile code.
No. The first factor is what?
Confirming identity.
Username and password. You guys, come on. The username and password is the first factor of any application. Right? What's the first thing the application does to you? It makes you
Username
log
and
in with
password.
the user ID and password, correct?
Yes.
That's the first factor. Now, the first factor can also be replaced with what?
By PIN number?
No, not PIN number.
By email?
Touch ID, Face ID. When you use Touch ID or Face ID, do you enter your PIN? I mean, your username and password?
No, because it's supposed to be instead of it.
Correct. So that's what I said, right? It replaces your first factor authentication, right? So your first factor is either your username and password, or now it can be your PIN, your Face ID, your Touch ID, right?
But we can set up a PIN too, I guess.
Yeah, you can set up whatever you like, Manoj.
I'm saying like we can use the PIN number and we can directly log in our account.
But again, the PIN is a second factor, not a first factor. Because you will still have to enter your user ID and password, right?
Yes.
You're not entering your PIN as a first factor, are you?
No, it's already saved in it's saved, and when you try to log in, you have to hit the 4 PIN.
No, you're not. It's not everything is saved, bro. How else am I gonna authenticate you if it's not saved?
I have a Discover
Okay,
card.
okay, cover card. All right.
When I
What
try
about
to
it?
log in, just I have to hit my 4-digit PIN and it's logging my account
Where are you logging in?
in app.
In your Discover app.
Yes, sir.
So what are you doing? So you launch the Discover app and you enter the 4 digits right away.
No, it's after login. So if I log
What?
in once I log in, first
What do you
time
mean
like
once you log
No,
in?
no.
First
How
time?
did you log in?
no, I
What?
log in with my ID and password, and I would
Okay, so then it's not a first factor anymore. As soon as you say log in with the user ID and password, bye-bye first factor.
no, but like second time, second time, from second
Second
time,
time, third time, shut your damn app and launch it back again and tell me if you can do it.
no,
How?
no, like no. If I
What do you mean by
didn't log
second
in,
time and third time? I don't understand second time and third time.
no, I mean like when I launch my app and log in with my ID and password,
Okay,
and once I log out, and when I try to log in again, so at that time,
okay,
I don't have to put my ID and password. Like I can log in with my PIN too.
No, but you
okay.
can't say that because your phone is doing that for you.
No. So basically what he did was it's the same thing as a touch ID. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's the exact same thing as a touch ID. First, when you're a brand new user, you have to log in with the user ID and password. At that time, the system typically prompts you, would you like to use fingerprint reader? Or in this case, it could be a PIN. You understand?
That's what I'm saying. Like instead of like
Yes, in
using
that case, it is replacing it. So that's what I'm saying. So don't say first time I'm logging in. No, this is like
not
it
first
is your
time.
first time because once you shut the mobile app and you launch it again, now it recognizes you. You know how it recognizes you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, yeah is not an answer.
By username and password.
No, recognizes you from your phone. It recognizes you from the phone you're using. So if you try to launch the same Discovery app on another phone, would it take you straight to the pin?
No.
No. So your phone number is tied to your account. You understand? And when the system recognizes that you are launching the app, it recognizes from which phone this request is coming in to the server. You understand?
Yes.
And it knows that this phone is associated with this account, and this account has opted to use the PIN as a first factor authentication. And it will then prompt you to enter the PIN. Understood? So it
Yes.
already knows that. And how does it know that? When the very first time you logged in from that phone using that user ID and password, it authenticated you. At that time, it would have prompted you, do you want to use the fingerprint reader? Do you want to use the PIN? Whatever you want to do. That's part of first time user setup. That's what it's called. That's also how we set up the biometrics login for the Touch ID or the Face ID, right? You have to set it up, right? So it's part of using Touch ID. There is also a requirement for setting up Touch ID. You understand? And that setup of Touch ID is different than when you brand new bought your phone. Okay? So when you buy a brand new iPhone or a Samsung, the Touch ID setup is for the phone itself, not the mobile app. You understand?
Uh, um, can I just
Yeah.
mention one thing? Okay.
Sure.
So I think where people might get confused is if you open your banking mobile app,
Mm-hmm.
it could be for the first time on a new phone, just to make it fair, just so everyone understands. The first time you open on the new phone, it's gonna ask you for the user ID and password.
Correct.
So after that, in today's world, we might have so many different ways to log in. Like if you have a Samsung will store it for you. If you have an Apple will store it for you. But then besides that, the banking mobile app has its own fingerprint biometrics as well. So if you try to
No, no,
log
no, no,
in,
no, no. Yet. No.
yeah,
Your fingerprints will never be stored in the bank. It is an extreme security violation.
no, not the fingerprint stored in the bank. The login is through the app rather than through Samsung or iPhone.
No, no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So let me explain to you clearly how the fingerprint reader works. The
Yes.
fingerprint reader, the fingerprint of the customer is on his mobile device. It's nowhere else.
Yeah, exact.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right about that.
So when you are trying to log in with your fingerprint reader, the relationship of the bank is with say if you're using an iPhone.
Yeah, if you remove the password, you can't use it on the app no more.
Yeah.
If you
So
remove the fingerprint, I mean, sorry.
yeah, absolutely. Because your mobile app is leveraging Apple's or Samsung's verification and validation.
Got it.
So it's the phone that validates you, not the mobile app. And the mobile app puts in a request to the phone saying that, can you please confirm that this guy's fingerprint is correct? And if the mobile phone says, yes, it is good, then the mobile app will take that as a confirmation.
Yeah. Just a little short
Because
story. I changed the back of my phone,
uh-huh,
and they asked me to remove my fingerprint, and then when they gave me back my phone, I was logged out of everything.
correct. Yes, you couldn't use fingerprint because the fingerprint was not registered to the phone.
Right. Now I know
All
what you
your
mean.
mobile apps are leveraging the phone to do it because they don't have it. It's a big violation because biometrics, then anybody, all of your banks would have your fingerprints. You understand?
Yes.
So that's why they don't save the fingerprint on that side. They leverage Apple devices or Samsung devices to do the validation for them on their behalf.
That makes sense.
Yep. Same thing is with the PIN. The PIN might be saved with their phone, or maybe there. I don't know about PIN existing in both places. It could be because it's not such a big bio, right? But anything like your Face ID for your face bio will also be on the phone. It won't be with the bank. All of these bios will stay with the phone because uh, you have given consent to the Apple device to save your fingerprint, save your Face ID, save your voice. This is all being done with them. They will not do it with that. but voice ID is not very popular right now, so I don't know where the bio is being saved, where the actual authentication of the voice is happening. But I do know face and touch is with the phone itself. That you know the that bio does not go to the banks or anything like that. So yes, you're correct, Moise. If as a first-time user you may have decided to use the PIN, as long as you're using the same phone, you'll be prompted to enter the PIN. But as soon as you change your phone and you try to log in from your wife's phone because your phone is dead, guess what? It's going to make you log in with your user ID and password.
User ID and
And
password.
then it will also ask you, is this like a temporary thing or is this going forward? Should we register this phone number also on your record? If you do that, then it will know that you use both. Or if they can only say one, it will give you a warning message that your other number will be disassociated with your account and this will be your new number.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is because, say, if you changed your phone and you got a new phone number, right? Then you want to disassociate your old with the new, or replace the old with the new, I should say, the right verbiage.
It's usually a feature called add device approval.
Yeah. So what are all the second factor authentications? PIN is not one because PIN looks like it's replacing the first factor. So we can make this one, actually, we'll do it this way. We can make this one KBR 1.5, allow user to log in via his PIN. Okay? Oops, this should be 4.
There are also temporary pins. I know that
Yeah,
some like
those,
Citibank does it when you try to log in. I think I saw my mother's business account that
uh-huh.
whenever she had to log in, she had this little device, like a little old school plastic. All
Old
it did
school
was
plastic
create
name.
a pin. Yeah, the pin
Yeah,
generator.
correct. It's not PIN, that's called a token.
Ah, yes.
All right, that is under multi-factor. So 1.5.1, right?
Yeah. Token, right?
Correct. It's called via digital token.
But it was weird. I didn't know she had to do it every time.
Yes, because it changes every 30 seconds.
Ah,
And that digital token can be sent multiple ways. So authenticate user via multi-factor authentication. Utilize digital tokens, right? And the digital token, right, can be sent multiple ways. So what's this KBR 1 point? What's this one going to be? KBR 1.5.1.1, right? Right.
Yeah.
The token can be sent via SMS, right? The token can be sent via voice. Basically, the token is the 6-digit
Business.
coming through, right? Or it could be coming via, how else? How else can we send you the token?
Via email.
Email, of course, right? Or what Sayed was saying, old school. What is it? 1.3.4 via token generator. Now, token generator means digital key itself. I'll just say via digital key. So the difference between the first three versus the fourth one is that in the first three, the bank is sending you the token, and you are submitting it back to the bank for authentication. Understood?
Yes.
The fourth one, you generate the token and submit it for authentication. So typically, we should be saying that the first three mechanisms are called reverse OTP. You know what OTP stands for?
One-time password.
One-time password, correct. So this is an OTP method,
Okay.
one-time password, right? Which can come through SMS, voice, email, or via a digital key token generator, right? Token
Okay.
generator can be another mobile app installed on your phone. Yeah. What else? Somebody was saying something?
Yeah, I was talking about the mobile app. There will be a notification. That's how I that's how I log in my job right now. I have to put my username and password in, and then they send a notification. So that would be a multi-factor.
What notification you mean?
They'll send a notification said, "Do you want to sign in that Verizon right now? Approve or I don't know what the other one is." So I just press approve.
Approve or deny. I think that's still under the two-factor, right?
Yeah, it's still a
Yeah.
two-factor. I'm trying to understand which two-factor this is. So how is
So
it
I have to.
authenticating you? So what are you logging into? You're logging into your mobile app.
No. I'm logging into my station at that time.
You're VPNing into your job.
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally different. That's not a mobile app, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And that is authenticating you through another mechanism. So again, that is using VPN, and then on top of the VPN, you're using uh, uh, your phone to authenticate you, right? Like for my VPN, it's different. My VPN, when I log into my office, it's password, name. It's also a token generator with a pin attached to it. So there's a lot of things. Like here, let me show you. So if you see, whoops. I hate this damn thing. This annoys the hell out of me. Come on, get away. So when I log into so mine is all this. I need to enter my domain, my username, my password, my RSA pin. This is the token pin and token. So I have to enter all three of these to get in. A lot of work. This one, right? Yeah. What else? Anything else as far as two factors? So that was
I think
one,
that's
which is
pretty much it.
OTP. Huh? Sorry. Somebody was saying something?
No, I was just saying that sounds about right. All of it.
Yeah.
Through it.
There's only no one second factor? No other factor? What about this one? I believe you don't know, then you should be seeing this one. What is it? 5.2, right? Security Q&A. Don't know this one? Where did you meet your spouse? What was your first car you drove? What is the first name of your first kid?
Yeah, three secret questions here.
Yeah. You think that comes as the first factor or comes as the second factor?
That's usually a second factor.
Of course. Security questions, right? This is actually known as MT, machine tagging, right? Do you always get these security questions? No, right? Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, correct? Do you always get the security questions or no?
No.
Sometimes you do, right? So there is
Yeah.
some logic behind it that is considering you a high risk user, you know. For example, Ozair, where do you always log in from? Where do you live?
From Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. So Ozair always logs in from Houston, Texas. Suddenly, Ozair is logging in from Ukraine. So what the hell is Ozair doing in Ukraine? He's gone to fight Putin. Something is going on wrong, right? So you are a high risk user right now. Your request is coming from Russia or from Ukraine. You're being flagged as a high risk. Something is going crazy. Get what I mean? It could be a hacking attempt. So they will, prompt you to enter more information rather than going in. Understood?
Yes.
What else? So we got OTP, we got Q&A. What about this one?
What about the backup phone or backup email?
What do you mean by backup phone or backup email?
Like in case if you don't remember your password that's not coming to your mobile phone or email is not coming, you can put on some backup email for your spouse or your brother.
But what are you trying to do? This is for
This
logging in?
for verification or
So
authentication.
verification is going to send email to your backup email or your
Yeah,
backup phone.
like the first time it didn't come, so like after 3 times block, so you can use a backup email.
No, 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 no. If we'll simply tell you to go call the damn help desk, man.
What he's referring to would actually be under the section above, which is the allow user to reset his or her password. That's when the backup email would be used.
Even no, but
I think the backup email
so that
comes
one.
into play with when you're using the emailing. Like if you use Gmail and you go to Gmail's website, they'll ask you to
Correct.
put in a backup website.
It is true because your primary email is not working, right? The one you're trying to reset, right? So yeah, they can't send you an email to the email that you don't have access to,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So yeah, that I understand. That is a different concept, but that's not mobile app, right? Mobile app, one email is enough, man. If nothing like that, call the help desk. They'll authenticate you in whichever way. And if you need to update your email, they'll update your email to the new email. You understand?
Got it. Yeah.
They're not going to be putting like 6, 7 different emails, like, and giving you a screen. Okay, pick which email you want me to send the token to. They do actually, when you're trying to do this one, using the OTP, they'll give you an option. How would you like to send your OTP? And they'll give you these options. Do you want us to send it via SMS, via voice, via email? And when you select that, that's where they actually split. And then if you select SMS, the another step of the SMS is to enter the last four or put all 4 digits. So they'll give you the last 2 digits of your phone and they'll say, okay, put all 4 digits for this phone number. So you got to do that and then they'll send the token. Depends on how the function is fully set up. And that will all be covered in which document? The FRD. Because the FRD will explain to you exactly how the function will work, what is the process, what is the behavior. Understood? All right. All right. What about this one? Captcha. Ever heard of that one?
No.
Yes, where
Yes,
they you have
someone-
to like redo the letters that are jumbled up or like pick up
That's
the
one
pattern.
way, or you have to select all the images that show a traffic light. You never seen that?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Of course you've seen that. That's capture images, right? The old one used to be what he's talking about, that type in the letters and the numbers you see, and it's like kind of curved, and like forget about I couldn't even read it sometimes. I was like, what the hell is that? Z or is that an N? It's like sideways. Right? So after that, the new one is, where they give you a grid with like 6 pictures or 9 pictures on it, right? And they tell you, okay, pick all the ones that you see a scooter on, right? Or pick all the ones you see trees on. You understand? Do you know why they do it?
Make
wanna
sure
make
we're
it
not a bot.
Yeah,
That we're not a
robot.
bot.
To prevent from,
Robot.
they call it request for denial attack.
It's 49.
Request for denial attack. So what they do is hackers will take like multiple computers over and then will hit your application with bad user IDs and bad passwords. But they'll hit it with like 100,000 requests at the exact same time, right? And what if your screen was simple? You enter your user ID and password, and even if a user ID and password was submitted, what do we have to do? We have to authenticate it, correct?
Correct.
What if 100,000 requests came in at the exact same second?
camera be locked.
Alright, it's not about my account being logged. It will bring my server down.
Yep. Server down.
You can't lock the account because they're just hitting it with any user ID and any password. You can only lock an account which exists with that user ID, right? You understand? But even if you enter a user ID and a password and say that user ID doesn't exist in my database, what do? I validate it, right? How do I validate it? I validate it against my database, right? So there is a function happening here, correct? You enter the user ID, you enter the password, I take that and I either authenticate it against the database or I send it to an authentication system, and the authentication system comes back and tells me user ID and password is good or bad, correct? And if 100,000 requests came in, I have to do this process for 100,000 requests. You understand? You think a server can handle 100,000 requests coming in at the exact same time? No, right?
Yeah, no.
Servers will hang, right? Think
Mhm.
of it this. What's your favorite restaurant? Name a restaurant you guys like to go out and eat at.
PF Chang's.
PF Chang's. How many people are typically standing at PF Chang's to get seated?
An hour wait at least.
How many people is?
15.
Think about 100,000 of them came at the same time. What would happen to the restaurant?
That's one kind of deal they have. Restaurant won't function.
Restaurant. You're gonna have a traffic jam all over the place. Get the restaurant. Right? That's what they do. They bombard the goddamn server with like 100,000 requests to verify the user ID and password. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna satisfy those 100,000 requests? Maybe we'll get to the first 100 or so, and then you'll say, okay, that's enough. I can't do this no more. The waiter will just quit and walk out. Hold 1 second, guys. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. So what was I saying? Yeah, so that's capture images to prevent request for denial attacks. Anything else? Any other multi-factor authentications? So we did OTP, we did security questions, we did capture images, right? You can also have, as part of your login itself, you know how you enter the user ID and password? Sometimes they make you enter the user ID on screen number 1, right? And on screen number 2, they make you enter the password. And on screen 2, they also has an image that you had selected at the time that you did your account registration. You ever seen that?
Yeah, like the tiles.
Not the tiles, just one image, one
Oh,
tile. And the reason for that is because they are making sure that, you know, sometimes through hackers, you might be logging, thinking you're logging into the banking website, but you know, you have some scripts on your computer that have hijacked your request and they taken it to a illegal website. But the damn page looks just like the PNC bank page, right? And what you do, you blindly enter your user ID and password, and guess what? You just gave your user ID and password to the bad guys unknowingly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that come up in like some credit cards usually. Like you can
Right.
pick like a picture of an island or a picture of a
Right.
baby or something. Yeah.
Yes. So that is to prevent from cross-site scripting, they call it. So cross-site scripting means you're going to site A and they move you to site B. And A and B look exactly alike. You understand? But B is the bad guys. And if you enter your user ID and password there, guess what? They have both. You understand? But this would prevent you, it would of course jeopardize your user ID because you would have given your user ID to the bad guys, but your password you would have not given because the image that would have come up would not have been your image. You understand? They would not know what is the image you selected at the time of registration. Understood? So that is called cross-site scripting thing at part of the user ID and password. Okay, so let's keep this. So we did the forget allow user to log in with his things. Do we do forgot password? We didn't do forget password, right? Which one did we do?
That that would be under the allow the user to reset his or her password.
Correct. So you did allow the user to reset his password. What about his user ID? What if he forgets his user ID? What about that one?
Okay.
1.6, right? Allow user to retrieve his username, right? Correct? And again, you can do it via all these methods, right? Correct? Everybody agree?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You're forgetting one major requirement. What is the major requirement?
I don't know if it's major, but I know there's usually an option to save your user info, so you don't have to enter it again.
Yes, it's not a major requirement, definitely, but yes, there is one requirement, and that is called allow. This time it's the system, right? To remember users, user ID, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Yes, it's definitely not a major one. Now, the major one is this. Guys, if you're going to log in, what do you have to do at the last? What's the opposite of login?
Log out.
Yeah, you're not going to allow them to log out? You think that's an important requirement?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Of course.
And there are two different ways of logging out, right? Which are what?
Leaving it.
Well, before you leave it, let's do the one, that you're not leaving it.
Actually, options to log out.
User initiated, right? Versus KBR 1.8.2 would be session timeout, right? That's the one you were talking about, right? Leaving it.
Correct.
Right? In the same way, under account reporting, I'm not going to break this one as much as I broke the other one, right? So, here you could have KBR, what it would be, 2.1.2.1.1. I mean, no, just one, right? Display users account summary, right? Correct? KBR 2.2 would be display users account details, correct? Yes? What are some other major functions? KBR 2.3, right? Allow user to switch, right? Between his or her accounts, correct? Yes. Guys, following?
Yes.
What else? KBR 2.4, allow user to access his or her statements, correct?
Yeah.
What other things under account reporting? Major functions I'm putting down. Of course, these can be really further broken down, right? In account summary, you want to see my total available balance, my total pending balance, pending deposits, pending
Yes, correct.
withdrawals, right? I need to see my account number, my account name, maybe my routing number, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
These are all under account summary. In the account details, I need to see all my transactions listed, right? I need to see the date of the transactions, the summary of the transactions, the amount of the transactions, the balance of the account post the transaction, right? Yes?
Yes.
I'm a little confused. This is after logging out?
No.
This is under KBR2. What
Oh,
is KBR2? Account reporting. These are all account reporting modules, right? Right?
Yes.
What else? Right? Under transfers, right? You have the two major type of transfers, right? What are the two major type of transfers? Allow user to do
Account transfer?
internal transfers. They're all transfers, right?
Yeah. Sorry, internal.
Internal transfers, right? The next one should be external transfers, right? right?
Yeah.
Another one can be, what other types of transactions are there? Right? You could do,
Mobile transfer.
what do you mean by mobile transfer, Rahman?
Uh,
Yeah, doing
What is
uh,
all of these? These are all mobile.
no, Zella
where-
through
So that's not mobile. Allow user to do Zelle.
Zelle. Yeah, Zelle.
shouldn't we have like the basic ones? Withdrawals and deposits?
What withdrawals? How are you withdrawing from your mobile app, Ovis? Explain that one.
No, it's an option you can.
How can you withdraw from your mobile app?
Oh, I suppose it would go under the external transfer. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Transfer doesn't mean, just coming in or going out. Both are transfers. An internal transfer means from both accounts owned by you. You're checking to savings, savings to checkings, right? External is to somebody outside. You understand?
Yes.
And then under these, you could also set up these for reoccurring. You could set up these for a future date. You understand?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Each one, right? Zelle. Somebody also said mobile
Wire transfer.
deposit, right? Who said mobile deposits? Remember?
Mobile check deposit. Yeah.
We can do wire transfer.
Yep. Right?
And I think the main one of the main ones. I'm not sure. Oh, you already have it there next.
Which one?
Well, bill pay, but you have it as a
Yeah, bill pay is different, right? That's where you're setting up external payees to pay the bills, right? That's not a transfer. Pay your, Home Depot card, pay your Best Buy card, right? That's not under transfers. Allow user to check deposits, allow user, I forgot which one was I was about to do.
I think it's a wire transfer.
Yeah, wire transfer. All right. So for bill pay, right, you could have, KBR, what is it, 4.1, right?
Ali, can you somehow pull the screen down?
Pull the screen down. What do you need?
No, I was writing the last couple on the.
Oh, pull the screen up, not down. You got it?
Almost. Just give me 1 second. Got it.
All right. Bill pay, setting up a pay, right? .2 could be setting up payment to payee, right? And then there's multiple ones under this, reoccurring payee, alerts, other things as such. Customer service. What's under customer service? What's the most common functionality? KBR 5.1 under customer service.
Contact.
Contact us, yes. Right? And you can contact us how?
Via phone call.
5.1.1.
The first option usually is chat.
Oh,
Chat.
I know, man. Chat
No,
came,
always call. Yeah.
right? You're calling him via your mobile app. It's like chat came much later. First two is going to be phone, and what's the next one? Point 1.2 is via email,
Email.
right? Now this one is the chat. 5.1.3, which which is via chat or chart, whatever one you like, Alu Papi chart, whichever chart you like. What else? Which other way? 1 point, I mean, sorry, not 1, 5. I'm losing my mind. 5.1.4, which is how else can we get a hold of them? Via Facebook, Twitter, right? What other ways are there nowadays? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right? These banks actually have all of these craziness, right? WhatsApp. Who knows if they have an account or not? Everybody clear?
So no more writing letters and address.
Hell no, man. Which century you living in? Also, contact us. Other things could be such as, you know,
International number.
huh?
International number.
What do you mean international number?
Like if you're foreign or you're outside of US or any other country.
Okay,
That's calling via phone though,
via
right?
phone, right? Under via phone, it will list all the damn countries, right? You're talking about what different ways to contact, right? Where it's via phone, right? So you could have a branch locator, right? You've seen this on your phone. Yes. You have, besides branch locator, you have ATM locator, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right. These are under contact us, right? You may have 3.5.4, which could be reset your ATM pin, right? That could be another customer service function, right? Under branch locator, you could also be having, you know, setting up an appointment with the branch or anything like that, right? Finding out the branch hours, the times, and all that things. That could be sub requirements underneath there, right? Everybody clear? This is how you would have gone by gathering the requirements. Now we've still only gathered the business requirement.
Yeah.
We haven't broken these further down into functional specifications or functional requirements. So just let's look at this one. Let's just look at our most primary one, which is logging in, right? So if you were to break this requirement further down, what would you do? You would have to describe how the process will work. Okay? So you can say, you know, for instance, once the user will click on the banking tile on your mobile device, this phone will launch the mobile app, right? And the system, meaning our server, will load the login screen. You understand? On the login screen, the user will go ahead and he will enter the user ID and the password. And there will be a login button or a submit button or a go button, whatever button business decides on. The user will click on that. Okay? Once the user clicks on that, the user ID and the password would be encrypted. And then it would be submitted to the server for authentication. Let's say it's a simple authentication, the user ID and the password is in our database. So then the system would extract the user ID and the database, or would do a lookup against the database for the user ID and the password. After it does the lookup, it will compare. If the user ID and the password are good, then the system will go ahead and will retrieve all of the user's data required for the account summary page and would load the account summary page. If the user ID and the password was not successfully authenticated, then the system would then display a user error message to the user instructing him that the user ID and the password does not match. Please try again. If you feel this to be an error, please call the help desk or reset your user ID or your password using the reset user ID and password links below. You got it? Everybody clear on how we clearly articulated the process? Everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what it is. Now, this is traditional waterfall, right? So in traditional waterfall, all the requirements will be delivered in one go. Everybody agree? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
So do I need to prioritize these requirements if I was delivering this as a traditional waterfall model? Do I need to say this is a high priority item versus a medium versus a low? No, it's all going to go in one shot. Great? Guys?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Let's say I am not building this mobile app in a traditional manner, but an iterative manner. What's the difference between a iterative versus a traditional?
Go step by step. I mean, like,
Well, both go step by step.
but we work in like a sprint.
Say that again.
We work in a sprint.
If what if it wasn't in an agile? What if it was spiral? Now what?
Yeah, I mean, we break into small increments and then we go.
Correct. Now you're finally saying the right words.
Piecemeal, piecemeal.
You deliver it in iterations. You piecemeal the delivery. You got it? So if I am going to be piecemealing this, what do I need to know?
The starting thing and
Not
the
the
first step.
starting. I need to know the highest priority items so I can bring them in front of the line, right?
Okay, yeah.
If you are VIP, come to the front of the line. If you're a regular guy, get the hell out. So you are VIP or zero or not?
Yes, VIP.
Okay, then your priority must be high, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
All right, so let's give some priority. Let's start with the modules. You think login module is a high priority item?
Yes, correct. Highest priority.
And it's for the class. Hi, all right. What's the second module? Right here. Account reporting. Do you think this is high?
No.
Account reporting is not high. So tell me, why do you log into your mobile app, buddy?
I mean, we first do all the functionality first. Then
What functionality first?
the login first. The
Forget
highest.
the login, I already marked the login high. So
Okay,
all you
yeah,
want to do is just log in and nothing else after that, huh?
yeah, that's also a high priority. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm only beating Uzair up. What the hell is the rest of you sleeping?
Okay, here.
Transfers and transactions.
Yeah, it's also high.
Hi.
If everything is high, what's a medium?
Mm.
Are you going to die if you can't do a transfer?
No.
Huh?
No, not necessarily.
Is that your primary function of your mobile app, to transfer funds?
No.
No.
Yeah, account summary is
Somebody's back is going off. Guys, if you're not participating, go on mute.
This is also a medium.
Your pay is definitely a medium, not even close. Customer service.
It should be high.
Should
No,
be
it
high.
should be low.
Who said who said low? Did somebody say low?
No, I said no.
Huh?
because it was after end product. So yeah, no, it was high.
Then what after end product? Uzair, when you can't log into your mobile app, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, call the customer services.
Okay, then how does it go?
Yeah, that's a high one.
All right. Since we have identified our modules, now let's look at our individual requirements. KBR 1.1, user ID password.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. All right. So I'm going to copy this and you simply tell me if this requirement is a high requirement or not. So authenticate user via his user ID and password is a high. Agreed. Allow user to reset his or her password.
Yeah, hi.
Why?
Because if they forget the password, then they'll have to reset it.
You don't have, Muhammad is the one speaking, right? Okay. Muhammad, remember there's another application? What's the other application? What's the other application, Muhammad?
You mean authenticate via biometrics and stuff?
That's not the application. Do you understand the difference between application and requirement? The website, buddy, the website.
Yeah,
Does the website have a reset password?
probably, yeah.
Is there a help desk that I can call?
Yeah,
Then why is resetting my password a high? Am I gonna die if I can't reset my password?
No.
No. Biometrics. High? Well, okay, so I'm gonna put this one in. So what is going to be the requirement here? Resetting your password.
Medium.
A medium. What is bio?
Low.
It's not low.
I mean, it's still medium, but
Low will be like I'll shelf it. Be medium. Allow user to log in with his PIN.
still medium.
Low. How many of us actually use this?
Not
I use it.
anymore.
How many in this class actually use this besides Mr. Discover? One person is using this in the whole class. Right? Low. Multi-factor.
I
Low.
Oh, definitely not low.
medium.
Medium.
Medium or high depending on the security requirements for your website. Do you understand? Some people will say you have to have a second factor authentication. You can't go live with just one factor authentication. Well, some people they'll say, okay, you can go out with one, but the second one has to follow real soon. You understand? Nowadays, I'm going to call this high because you need to have
You-
one second factor authentication mechanism available. You know?
and usually more people have crypto wallets, and that's required in that.
Oh, yes. That's even worse. So you never get to see your money. All right. Allow user to retrieve his username and retrieve his username. So forgot username.
Medium.
Medium. Allow system to remember the user ID.
Medium.
so
Low. Allow user to log out.
High.
High. So if I was building this login module, what do I need? I need to have at least a password mechanism, user ID password, yes. Here I need a second factor. So which second factor do you think is easiest to build? Out of 1, 2, 3, what is 3, right?
the
This one
one
is easy.
one.
No, this is going to be the high. Because your question and answer setup would already exist when you would had the what? Website, right? At the time of user creation, account creation, would you have not set up your Q&As?
Yes.
I already set it up. Yeah.
Right? So the QAs already exist, right, in the database.
Yes, correct.
All I need to do is build a machine tagging mechanism to assess, are you a high risk, are you a low risk, by looking at your IP, your MAC address and other things, right? Are you calling from Russia? Are you calling from Ukraine? Or are you calling from Houston? You understand? By calling, I mean accessing it, right? This would definitely be the next one. OTP is very popular nowadays, right? Capture image could be a low requirement, right? I'm probably going to go after one of these two. Clear?
Yes.
Retrieve username, I don't care. Remembering his username? Oh, hell no, I don't care. You don't remember it, I ain't remembering it. And there you go. There is your few initial versions of your mobile app. So it's going to take me probably a few sprints, if I'm doing this in an agile manner, to at least get all of this built. You know what I mean? And what we have highlighted, we call this our MVP. What is MVP? Not most valuable player, okay? It is minimal viable product. What is the minimal viable product? Meaning with this functions, I can at least go live. Understood? This is the bare bone structure we need in place for the login. Authenticate username and password, do a machine tagging, Q&A, right? What else? And log out. So you got your two-factor authentication, you got the login, and you got the logout. Everybody agreed? By the way, do I need to build both these? User initiated and session timeout?
I would think so.
Of course I have to. This one, of course, has to be there, and this one has to be there for security reasons, right? I don't want to leave the mobile app on if the user just minimizes the window and doesn't know, right? Agreed? Here, of course, account summary will be a high, right? And your account details also to certain level will be high, right? You will have to allow the user to switch between his accounts. This will also be a high, right? And allow to see his statements. That could be a what? Medium, right? So I need to at least build this much to go live. And that is basically my goal. Oh, and here also, sorry. Customer service, right? Customer service is high. Yes. Contact us. High, medium, low.
Hi.
High. Right? Okay. Which ones are high here?
Phone.
Phone. Anything else?
Email, medium.
Well, no, medium is high also. I'll try to build both these. Right? What about via chat? Public
Medium.
chat.
Medium.
Yeah, that's medium.
That's a medium. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Low.
Low. Low. Branch locator, ATM locator, reset your ATM pin.
Reset ATM is high.
Reset your ATM pin is high. There, how many times have you done that?
Low or medium.
How's it?
Yeah, medium maybe. Yeah. Not much. Yeah.
The right answer is never, Jose, never.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
Once maybe. That's it.
Once? You reset your pin on your mobile device? Oh my lord. I am surprised. I've never done it. Okay, if you've done it, that's okay, good. Branch locator. I mean, definitely I've used the branch locator more than my resetting of my ATM. And ATM, of course, these two I use more than resetting my PIN, right? Another one could be, you could even do this one, right? This is one I've also done before, which is order checks. Yes?
Yes.
That's also in customer service through your mobile app, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
This would also be a low. But I've done this one.
Does credit card comes under all of this, or it should be a
What do you
separate
do with my
card?
credit card? What are you doing
Like
with credit card? Credit card is one word. I don't understand the requirement.
like it's like we can use like online mobile and connect with our credit card.
How are you using mobile to connect with your credit card? I don't understand that.
Like in my Chase account,
Okay.
mobile app, I have
Uh-huh.
a section for credit card and it shows me like how much I spend, all the transactions.
That's account reporting, Jose.
Okay, this goes in. Okay, there.
Remember switching between accounts here?
Okay.
Guess
Okay, yeah,
what
got
one of your accounts is? Your credit card account. If you have a mortgage, that would be another account.
it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
If you have a checking, another account. Savings, another account. Money market, another account.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Right?
Yes.
Now, if you wanted, this could be a customer service one, right? KBR 5.6 for your credit card. Request for new credit card or replacement of a credit card, right? Request replacement, right? Let's say you lost your credit card,
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you need to replace it. Or another one nowadays, which is very popular, is for customer service could be, right? Request to stop
Yeah. So,
credit card, right? Usage, right? Suspend your credit card, right?
yes, correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Any credit card usage, this is nowadays medium. Request credit card usage, medium, right? Some more customer service functions, right? Everybody clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so let's take a 10-minute break. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Let's be back by 11:10. I'm gonna at least start the deep dive book, the traditional. I gotta send you the email. Let's see if we can finish the first one. Maybe if you finish the first document in the next hour, we can go ahead and assign you your homework assignments. We want to assign you the homework assignments for this week. Any questions? All right. I'll see you guys in an hour. Not an hour, 10 minutes. My God, what am I helmet saying? I'm losing my mind today. All right, 10 minutes, guys. 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'll leave the screen up in case somebody was taking notes.
Okay.
Break it.
Hey guys, everybody back? A little extended break.
Yes, I'm here.
All
Yeah.
right. Who's watching sports in the background? All right. Do we have the documents open? No. All right. So let's look at the deep dives for Agile methodology. So these documents are actually in the email that I'm about to send you guys today. And this is the deep dive on the Agile Scrum method. Okay. So like all projects, even Agile projects starts with the planning phase, right? Like we just did. And in the planning phase, you're going to be talking about what is the scope and the vision. You're going to be trying to get your team, your resources together, and also work on your logistics, meaning getting the room together, the location, which we said was going to be like a war room where we'll be working together as a team. You might be needing to do your system setup. Sometimes we convert conference rooms into war rooms. So of course, those conference rooms will not have like system setup. So if everybody doesn't have a laptop, we'll have to, get everybody laptops. We'll have to, or, do some setups as well as have a bridge or conferencing capabilities in the room. Okay. This is all part of planning. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right. So after that is done, the next thing we want to start working on is we want to start working on storyboarding. Storyboarding is basically developing the stories or the functionalities that we want to work on. Sometimes that is also being referred to as sprint zero. Sprint zero. How do we develop the high level stories? Well, we start off by identifying the high level features, stories. In other words, try to identify the epics or the modules. So for instance, the mobile app that we just worked on, how many modules were there in that mobile app? How many modules were there in the mobile app? Come on, guys.
We had 5.
5, correct? So those 5 modules can be considered to be 5 epics. Epics are very big functionalities or modules, right? So the first epic was what? What was the first epic?
Login.
Login.
The second epic was
Account reporting,
account reporting. The third was
transfers and transactions,
transfers, transactions. And the fourth was
bill pay,
Will pay.
pay. And the fifth was
customer
Customer
service.
services.
service. So you would take a big whiteboard in your agile room, right? And you would write these 5 headings on the whiteboard on the top. So you would have login. Next one, you would have your account reporting, then transfers, then bill payment, then your customer service, right? So you take a big whiteboard and you write these around the board. So we're working in a conference room. Imagine yourself sitting in a conference room and we are trying to do storyboarding. We're trying to develop the stories, okay? The next thing, once we have identified the 5 modules, we'll start to take little sticky pads and we'll start to write the functions underneath the sticky pads. And what we're going to do is we're going to take different color sticky pads. Okay, so we may take a green sticky pad, we may take an amber sticky pad, we may take like a pink sticky pad. Why the different color sticky pads?
Importance level or
Importance
functionality
level. Perfect. Priority. We want to use the priority. So let's say the pink is going to be because it's shocking. We'll consider that to be high priority, right? The amber, orange can be like a medium, and the green will be a low priority, right? And what we'll do, and then we'll be sitting with the product owner, right? Product owner is the one that's giving us the user stories, right? So we are working as a team with the product owner to identify what needs to be going on the board. So the first requirement that he would give us is what? Authenticate via user ID password, right?
Yes. Yes.
And if this is the function, the next thing I'm going to ask him is, what is the priority of it? So he would probably tell me, oh, of course, this is a high priority item. So which sticky pad am I picking up?
Pink.
Pink. So I'm going to write user ID password in the pink, and I'm going to take that sticky pad and I will stick it right on the whiteboard underneath the login.
Yes.
Got it? All right, what's next? Oh, we want biometrics, fingerprint. Okay, touch ID. What color?
Orange.
Orange. So I write touch ID on that sticky pad and I stick that sticky pad right on the whiteboard, right? Underneath which heading?
Login.
Login. Then I ask him, okay, what else? Oh, of course, we need log out. Right, log out. Color?
Hi. Pink.
Pink. Take that, shapak, stick it. Right? So this is identifying the stories. You got it?
Yes.
Soon you'll have a bunch of sticky pads on the wall and it will look something like this. It will look something like, where is a good picture of it? Something like this. You see, he's only using one color, but we typically like that. You see that? See that? Now this is the second phase of it. This one he's got it divided into what needs to be done, what is being done, and what is done. You know what I mean? But before that, we have to, of course, start off by looking at what functions we need, how it's going, something like this. You see this board?
Yes. Yeah.
This is storyboarding, right? So he's got the highest priority items, then he's got some oranges, he's got some greens, he's got blues and stuff like that. You got it? Here's another storyboard. See that? Everybody clear?
Yes.
Vision. You see that? Scope and vision. Right? All right. So coming back to us, to the Word document, right? So we have identified the high level epics, we identified the stories. Now we will start to take those stories off the board and we're going to start to come up with what are the sub tasks or sub features for each of those stories and try to develop what we call the acceptance criteria. So of course, the first one I'm going to go after is the pinks, right? Because those are the highest priority items, correct? So I'll take the user ID and password one out and then I'll start talking about it. Okay, so we need to, one of the tasks is we need to build a screen that will host the user ID and the password, right? And on that screen, there should be a submit button or a login button or a go button. Okay, gotcha. What else? Well, that user ID and password needs to be encrypted, right? When submission, okay. How is the authentication going to? We're going to start writing all of these details. This is the sub tasks or the sub features underneath the user story. Understood?
Yes. Yeah.
So we identified the modules, the epics. Underneath the epics are the user stories. Underneath the user stories are sub stories, tasks, or features. And together, this makes it your acceptance criteria. Everybody clear?
Yes.
Now, all of this information that we have gathered needs to be now entered into the product backlog, right? That is our repository of all our functions, correct? And if we are using an application like Jira, then you will need to enter all of these user stories into Jira. Clear? Also, you will need to have a prioritization exercise, but we also accomplish this by using the different color sticky pads, right? And of course, the prioritization is given to us by the customer rep or the product owner, and we will update the product backlog. Everybody clear? Any questions so far? All right. The last thing we need to do is we need to come up with an estimation. We need to do an effort estimation exercise. And of course, the effort estimation is always given by the developers. Okay, because they're the ones going to do the job, right? Say if you wanted to get your transmission changed in your car, who gives you the estimate? Who's gonna give you the estimate? Oh Lord. Can you guys
The mechanic.
you guys? I mean, like gone to sleep or something? The mechanic. Who else is gonna give you the damn estimate? You gonna tell the estimate? Of course not. You're not doing the job. So the developers will give the estimate. Understood?
Yes.
Stay with me. Don't go to sleep on me. So the estimate can be given in multiple ways. Sometimes developers will give an estimate as in high effort versus a medium effort versus a low effort. Meaning, let's say you had a 2-week sprint. Anything that is, say, 2 days or low is a low effort. Anything that can be done in 2 days is a low item. Anything that can be done in under a week is a medium. Anything that takes you takes you into the second week would be considered a high item, high effort. Understood? But the most common way that they give estimates is called a t-shirt sizing. T-shirt sizing. This is the most common way of estimating in Agile. All right. And how do t-shirt sizes work? You have an extra small, then you have a small, then a medium, then a large, then an extra large, then a double XL and a triple XL. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right. What they do is they assign a pointing system to their size. For instance, they will say an extra small effort would gain the team 1 point. So if you completed a task that was extra small, it is equivalent to 1 point. Okay? That is the smallest effort. A small shirt would get you 2 points, meaning a small would be equivalent to 2 extra smalls. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
A medium effort would be equivalent to a extra small and a small combined. So what is 2 plus 1? You guys can't have 2 plus 1?
3.
Yeah.
Where are you in? Kindergarten? Right, come on. Stick, speed. The medium, the large would equivalent to a medium plus the small. So small and a medium is what? 2 plus 3 gets you the 5 points. The extra large effort would equate to a person doing a medium effort plus a large effort. Plus 3? 8 points. The double XL is not 2 times the extra large. It's actually a large effort combined with a extra large effort. 8 plus 5 is 13. While the triple X is what we typically consider to be an epic level story, which will gain you anywhere between 21 and above points. Everybody clear?
Yes.
Now, why are these guys measuring this damn thing in these points rather than just simply telling me it will take me 40 hours to do the job? It'll take me 60 hours to do the job. Any idea? Okay, let me ask you somebody. Anybody ran track in high school or college in here? Nobody ran track? Nobody is a good runner? Anybody is regularly goes running?
No.
No.
What I got? Bunch of couch potatoes? Come on. All right. Who thinks he's in good shape? Or decent shape?
Okay, me,
Good.
Saeed.
Okay. Huh?
Saeed.
Saeed. Okay, Saeed is in good shape. All right. Saeed, if I told you, Saeed, I need you to go ahead and run 2 miles. And what is 2 miles? If you took a track, around a track, that would be 8 laps.
8 laps.
8 laps around the track. How much time would it take you to run those 8 laps?
About 16 to 20 minutes.
16 to 20 minutes. Okay, good answer. All right, great. Who thinks he's not in good shape? And needs to get in good shape? Get off the damn couch potato.
That will be
Someone
me.
else say that. Huh?
Yeah, that,
There, okay. There is the other guy.
I mean, if Syed came forward as the only one in good shape, I guess the rest of us are all in bad shape.
Yes.
I had to take one for
Exactly.
the team.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Same function, same task. Run 2 miles, 8 laps around a Olympic track. What do you think, buddy? So the first one you'll try to jog, the second one you might still be jogging, the third one you'll be walking. By the sixth or the seventh lap, you're on all four, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how much do you think you'll be able to do that task in? The 2 miles, 8 laps. 30, 35 minutes?
yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's about fair. Yeah.
All right. So 30 to 35 minutes. And how much did Sayyid do it in? 16 to 20 minutes.
Yes, correct.
Let me ask you something. What was the task that I assigned to both of you?
The 2 miles.
Run 8 laps or 2 miles.
But 2 miles, right? Same exact task, agreed?
Yes,
One person did it in 16 to
20
minutes.
minutes.
The other one did it in 30 to 35 minutes. Was there a difference between the task?
No.
No. Why was there a difference between the estimate?
The ability of the person.
Correct. It is based on the ability and the skill of a person, right? I'll use Sayyid on the wrong side. Sayyid does it in 16 to 20 minutes, right? I put Sayyid against an Olympic runner. How long do you think an Olympic runner takes to run those 2 miles?
10 to 12 minutes.
Anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes, right? So now, right, it's the same task, but an Olympic guy is doing it in 8 to 12 minutes, while Sayyid is doing it in 20 minutes, right? Same task, right?
Yes.
When you both completed that task, what did you gain? You gained 2 miles of running. But it took Sayyid, 20 minutes to do the same task. So this is why they like to measure the effort in these points, because guess what? When this 2 mile was done by Sayyid, or if it was done by Ozair, or if it was done by the Olympic runner, the team would still gain
2
let's
miles. Yeah.
8 points. We'll consider this task as an extra large task. You got it? So to keep it equal, they measure these things in points rather than the effort itself. Because a very skilled individual can do that task in 10 to 12 minutes. While a person that has never ever done that will take maybe 35 minutes to do. So whose estimate is correct? Guess what? Their both estimates are correct. Because that estimate is being based on the individual skill level. You understand? But we want to take that individual skill level out, and we want to give the effort of the task based on the work of the task. You understand? You got it? That is why we use the pointing system like that to measure the task. Everybody clear? Sooner or later, you'll be able to estimate what is the true pointing system. So say if your team is taking on an average 4 hours to complete extra small tasks, then you know that 1 point for your team on an average is how many hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. So then a small task would take you
8 hours.
8 hours on one day.
Yeah.
If you determine that your team is taking 8 hours to do an extra small task, well, that's the level that they are estimating it. You understand? So in that case, if 1 point is taking you 8 hours to do on an average from your team, then how many days would an extra large effort take?
Extra. 30, 64.
No, days. I'm making it easy for you. Extra large effort would take how many days on an average if your team is taking 8 hours to do an extra small, which is equal to 1 point?
2.5 days.
Okay, 8 days.
8 days, yeah. Okay.
1 point is 8 hours. How many hours in a day?
24.
24 hours? You work for 24 hours? You work for
Oh
24
yeah.
hours.
Oh yeah, I was just calculating for. Okay.
Of course you don't work for 24 hours. If you do, you need to come work for me because you're only going to get paid for 8 when you work for 24. So, a extra large is 8 days. So question becomes this. If you had a 2-week sprint, can you fit a 2XL effort in a 2-week sprint? Can you fit a 2XL effort into a 2-week sprint?
Yes.
How?
No, you can't. It requires 104 hours.
How many 13 points equals how many days?
13 points. Okay.
13 days.
13 days,
13 days. So basically, almost 3 weeks here. Which
right?
is a business week, yeah.
Yeah, it's working weeks, yeah.
Mhm.
Rahman is ready for 24 hours. I like Rahman. Right?
Yes.
Can you fit it?
Mhm.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
Answer is yes and no. It depends. Are you dividing this task into multiple developers?
Okay.
And if you are,
Yeah, then
yes,
it is.
maybe you can fit it. Right?
Yes.
But if you're giving this task to just one developer, the maximum effort that the developer can do in a 2-week sprint is 10 points, right? 10 days.
Mhm.
So you can't give a task to one developer that is greater than 10 points.
Yeah.
Everybody got it?
Yes.
If this task has subtasks, remember sub-stories, subtasks, right?
Mhm.
And we can break it into subtasks, and those subtasks come up to 13 points, then yes, we can divide the work between different developers, right? You develop the front end, you develop the back end, you do this change, you do that changes, and together they get that story done. You understand?
Right.
For example, if for our KBR 1.1, authenticating using user ID and password, right? One guy is going to build the front end screen. Yes.
Mhm.
One guy is going to build the back end authentication piece, right? Which will be, taking the front end, the value, comparing it to the back end, right? So that story will be divided into subtasks, right? Another guy can do the piece of, encrypting the user ID and the password. Another guy could build the error message in the event the user ID and the password fails. Another guy could be working on retrieving the data from the database in the event the user ID and password is good so that they can load the account summary page, right? You can divide that task into subtasks. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then divide that between your team.
Right.
So you remember in that example, 4 stories, those 4 stories might have many, many subtasks,
Mhm.
right? That can be divided between the team. And the goal is to break it into subtasks so that we can continuously show progress. You understand?
Right.
If this task was sitting at 13 days, for 13 days, when you ask that guy every morning, Sayed, what are you doing? What were you doing yesterday? I was working on this story. What are you doing today? I'm still working on this story. Other issues? No. Next day, what were you doing? I'm still working on that story. I'm still working on that story. Any issues? No. Next day, what are you doing? I was still working on that story. Well,
The story continues.
story continues for how many days? If Sayed was working on this extra large for 8 days, he can give me the same damn answer.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else is having this issue. Um, I have everything, my volume on literally it's on 5%, but when I do that, I can't hear anyone else. Are you really close to your mic? Because
Me?
yeah, it sounds like
Oh, I'm on
you're,
a speaker. I'm on the Jabra speaker.
Oh, okay.
but is it like the computer microphone?
No, no, no. It's a standalone Jabra.
Oh, is it possible to take it a little further away from
Put
you?
it away from me.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're right next to it, and
Am I coming loud for everybody or is it just Sayed?
I
Because
Sometimes a little bit, yes.
yeah
It's a
you,
little
Sometimes,
loud.
yeah. Sometimes,
it's loud.
yeah.
Oh,
A little bit, yeah.
yeah,
Speakerphone,
and I
something
have
like
my
that.
volume like ever since yesterday's class, I've lowered it to like 10%, and it's still like blowing in my ears. It's hard to explain. It sounds like you're really close to the mic.
I am looking at my gains on here. You know what? Here, hold on. Let me check it this way. One second, one second, one
Right
second.
now, you sound much better already.
I'm speaking very softly right now.
Oh yeah, see, but it almost went out again into the red.
Oh Lord.
And I only said that because it's hard to hear the whole tutorial and presentation like that. And if I put it on speaker, if I change and remove my headphones, put it on speaker, then you'll hear the background noise on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Ali, while you're looking into this, can you pull your screen down just a bit? I just want to look.
This document is coming to you today, buddy. You don't have to copy this one.
Awesome.
Okay.
You're getting this one. Switching audio, video settings, audio, switching audio. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it this way. No. It's probably I have to 1 second. Let me stop sharing it for a second.
Sure. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to fix this.
All right, here we go. Input levels. Microphone.
Especially when the conversation gets good, then I can't hear I can't
it
hear
better?
anything. Yeah, it just sounds like a
How's it now?
yeah, it sounds pretty good now.
Okay, I brought it down to half now.
Yeah, it was way high before.
Yeah, it's a default setting now. That's why.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
Let's continue.
Probably a really good mic.
Yeah, it's a high-end Jabra hands-free, no?
Yeah, that's what happens. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No issues, buddy. All right. So everybody clear on the whole storyboarding process, how to identify epics, how to come up with sub-stories, how to come up with the acceptance criteria. Of course, when you guys watch the videos will be on Jira and how to create stories in Jira, how to enter all of this stuff in Jira. You're going to see that in the videos, which I'm going to be sharing with you this week. All right. So after all of the storyboarding is done, now it is time for us to kick off our sprint. Okay. And of course, the kicking off the sprint is typically a 2-hour meeting at the beginning where we're going to be selecting the stories that we want to deliver as part of our sprint number 1. We will update the product backlog again to identify that these 20 stories will be part of our first sprint delivery. I'm just giving you an example, right? And then we're going to have the developers actually selecting what they want to be working on, meaning they will select the 20 that they feel most comfortable delivering, right? And we will update the product backlog with their name as the assignee, and off we go. Clear?
Yes.
All right. Next is tracking the sprint. So how do we track the sprint? Of course, we track the sprint with our daily Scrum or daily stand-up meetings, and we ask our favorite 3 questions. What did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? Are there any roadblocks? And we will be then also be doing a sprint review or a mid-iteration review where we will review the product that we have built so far, and we will track the testing effort and everything. All right. And then we come to the end of our sprint, right? And at the end of our sprint, hopefully we have a working software with the features that were part of the product backlog, right? And we conduct our retrospect meeting where we will be asking about what went well, what went wrong, and opinions or suggestions on how we can improve the upcoming sprint. Any questions? Now
Earlier
yeah.
when you had the point system, how would you rate a team, right? Like in their
What do you mean rate the team?
um like how would you know how fast? Because we were given the example, like, how would you know someone is a Olympic or someone's
You wouldn't, right? Because the pointing would be done as a team, right? So it's like, you take your car not to one mechanic shop, but there are 5 mechanics sitting there. You understand?
right? No, that's what I mean. So
So
overall,
those
the
five
average of the
mechanics
team.
together will give the estimate,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
it's you don't go to one person. You talk about the estimate with the entire team. You understand?
Yes.
So if one guy says $1,000 and the other one is saying 500, they'll start talking among themselves. Why do you think it's 500? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right? You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And then the 500 guy might say, yeah, you're right. Okay, it makes more sense. Or the 500 guy would tell the 1,000 guy, why the hell are you charging 1,000? All you got to do is A, B, and C. Where are you coming up with 1,000? You understand? So that's the other advantage when you have all of these guys sitting there. And also, there's another way that we call planning poker, right? So what they do is they have these points on a card. So each developer will get these what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 cards, right? And one card will say 1, one card will say 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and 21. You got it? So each, let's say if you had 5, all 5 would have these 7 cards, right? And what you do is you give the story to the guys saying that, okay, guys, we need to change our transmission. Everybody understand what needs to be done? Does anybody have any questions? No? All right. Pick out the card that you think is the right estimate. So they'll all pick up a card, right? And then you would tell them, okay, show me the card. And they'll all show their estimate. You're seeing, okay, one guy has 8, one guy has 13, another guy has 13, another guy has 5. So hold on. Why does one guy have 5? 3 of them have 13, one has an 8, and one has a 5, right? So you can talk about it if the estimate is like so close. Oh Lord. Ahmed,
It keeps getting off mute and I have to unmute it.
what do you mean it keeps getting off mute? It gets off mute because you unmuted it. What do you mean it keeps getting off mute? You forget to put it back on mute after it was unmuted. Surprise, Sayed is not saying anything. This is loud as hell in my speaker. Sayed, how's your ears?
That one. Yeah, that one was bad.
Right?
Yeah.
On my speaker, it's so loud. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine you have earplugs in, so what must be happening with your side?
He can mute. I don't know if he's muting it. Maybe a hard button on his headphones, but he can mute it on the
On the
actual
UI
window.
also, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on ahead. So you see this. So sometimes we don't have the time to have a discussion. So what we'll do is we'll simply add the numbers 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 8 plus 5 and divide it between the 5 developers, right? To come up with an estimate. You got it? If we have the time, then we can have these 5 guys talk to each other and figure out why does one guy have 5 and one guy have an 8 and the other 3 are 13s. You understand? But the estimate does come as a combined collaboration effort from the development team. Understood?
Yes.
All right. And once we are done with sprint number 1, we'll go back and we'll do the kickoff for sprint number 2. Now remember, the BA or the product owner is not only catering to the current sprint that is running, meaning sprint 1, but typically they're already talking about sprint 2, right? While the team is working on sprint 1, the BA is not only trying to clarify any questions that any of the developers may have on sprint 1, but he's also working with the product owner, or the product owner is working with the business stakeholders to complete the storyboarding on items that he would like to do for sprint number 2. So the BAs typically stay one step forward, as well as keep an eye on the current cycle running. Clear? Because you don't want to go to the sprint kickoff and start talking about, the estimate and this and that when, your stories are not fully vetted out. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is the actual storyboarding. All right. So whenever we are writing stories, we should think about the acronym called INVEST, meaning INVEST. I stands for independent, meaning the stories should be independent. N means that the stories should be negotiable. You should be able to talk about them. V means the story should bring value to the product. E means you got to be able to estimate the effort. S means the story have to be small, right? Because they have to fit within the sprints. And T, the story has to be testable, right? So when you write a story, keep this in mind. Clear? Now, this is how you start storyboarding. The storyboarding, of course, starts by identifying the epics and then identifying the high-level stories associated to that epic, just like how we did, right? In this example, our epic is what?
Fund transfer.
Fund transfer. Fund transfer was which module? Module number 3, right? KBR 3 was fund transfer, no?
Yes.
All right. When you write a user story should be written with 3 W's. The first W is who, second W is what, third W is why. Who, what, and why. So you see, this is our first story, and they've given it a story identifier as FT1. That is the unique identifier for this story. And the first sentence here says, as a user of Wells Fargo online banking website. Which question did this answer?
Um,
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Who is he, right? He's a
User.
Wells Fargo user, and what is he using? He's using the
Online banking.
online banking website. This is not the mobile app. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right. So this is the who. Okay, great. Next sentence says, I would like to have the ability to transfer funds real time from my checking account to my saving account. This answers the
What?
what is he looking to do, right?
Yeah.
So you got the who, you got the what, and the last W is
Why
is he looking to do that, right? So that I may not have to go to the branch. So this is his reasoning for developing this function. Everybody clear? Why do we do it this way? So that the team as one collaborative unit can help with the storyboarding. You understand? Storyboarding is not done alone by the product owner. It is done with the team. Understood? And in this example, we are doing storyboarding by having a Q&A session with the product owner. So what we started to do is we started to ask the product owner different questions. What type of accounts will be in the from account dropdown? And the product owner told us, well, there can be a money market account, he can have a checking account, savings account, IRA account, 529 college savings account, even he can have his credit card accounts, and these should be available through a dropdown. Everybody clear?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We said, okay, fine. Let's ask him another question. FT 1.2. What types of accounts will he find in his to dropdown? In other words, the from is where the money is coming out of. The to is where the money is going into. And he said, well, he can transfer money from any of his accounts to any one of his other accounts. So the answer is, again, money market, checking account, savings account, 529 credit card. And that will also be via a dropdown. Everybody clear with these first two, 1.1, 1.2?
Yes.
All right. The next we asked him, where will the from account and the and the to account dropdown be? So he said the from account dropdown will be on the left side, and he's expecting the to be on the right side. They could also be top and bottom, but he wants it left and right. All right, perfect. Next one is 1.4. User should have the ability to enter the amount, and this amount should be coming underneath the to account. All right. Also, he asked for another requirement. We need to display the balance in both the accounts post the transfer. This has to be coming in as a water font. Okay, perfect. Next, he says that there should be a submit button, which should be rectangle with curved corners. Okay, fine. He also gave us another requirement saying that you need to display the confirmation message to the user with an edit and a go button. And last but not least requirement, 1.8, display a success or failure message, all right, with a done button. Any questions on these requirements?
No.
Simple, right? This is storyboarding and coming up with the acceptance criteria. Why do they call it acceptance? Because based on this, you will either accept or not accept. You understand? So the way the development team would actually go ahead and estimate this is by trying to determine how many screens do they need to build and how many backend functions they need to build. Now, backend functions, of course, we cannot determine how many backends because they are more technically savvy than us. But the number of screens we as BAs should be able to determine by looking at this and trying to envision what the workflow may be. So my question to you now is, have a look at this and tell me how many screens do you think we need to build to fulfill this FT1 requirement? How many screens? Take 2 minutes to determine this. Tell me when you think you have an answer. What do you think?
I have two, two or
Two?
three.
It's either 2 or it's 3. Sayed, pick one.
I'll go with two.
2. Okay, Sayed says 2. What about the rest of you?
Three.
3. Okay, who said 3?
3, yeah.
Rahman said 3.
Yes.
Manoj?
3.
3. Okay. Who else?
I will go for 2.
2. Who's 2?
Jose.
Jose is 2. Okay, so we got a few 2, few 3. Okay, let's look at it. For the folks that are not saying anything, shame on you. All right. FT 1.1. Where do you think FT 1.1 is? Screen number?
1. 1.
1. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where is
Yes.
FT 1.2?
2.
1.
1. Why do you say 2?
That's
So there's only one.
okay. 1.
Read FT 1.3. What does FT 1.3 say? Read it out
Drop
loud.
down.
Read it out loud.
From account drop down on left and to account drop down on right.
So if one is on the left and one is on the right, what does that tell you?
Same page.
Same screen. Yes? Which screen is that? Screen number? 1.
Equal.
Yep, they're on the same screen. All right. 1.4. Where is 1.4?
Same page.
Same screen. It's underneath the to account. It says it right there, right? All right. 1.5.
So can I tell you why I chose two? I thought
No,
once you hit submit, that and you get a
we haven't even gotten
confirmation.
there yet, buddy.
Okay, I got it. Got it. Sorry.
Hold on to yours, Zayed. You'll make sense. So 1.5. Where is 1.5?
Same page, same
Same
screen.
page,
It's
yeah.
still same
How do
page,
you know?
same screen.
How do you know?
FT1.
What do you mean FT1?
Like they're all
All of this is for FT1.
right. That's what I meant. That's what I was saying.
No. How do you know which screen 1.5 is? You need to display a balance in both accounts post the transfer as a watermark. Does it tell you where?
No.
No, you don't know. You
Mhm.
need to go back and talk to the product owner. Where do you want this thing? And it says post transfer, right? Does it mean after the transfer is complete? Does it mean before the transfer is complete? If it's before the transfer is complete, why is it saying post transfer? There's a few questions on this requirement. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we'll put a
Yes.
question mark and we'll park this for 2 minutes. Okay. 1.6 submit button. Where is that?
Second
Same
screen.
page.
But how can it be second screen?
Just third one.
How the hell
Same screen.
third screen?
Oh,
How the hell did you go from the first screen?
we're on the first screen. Still first screen.
First, we're still on the first screen.
Still on the first screen. Where do you think the submit button would be?
On the
First
bottom.
screen.
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
the bottom on the
Yes.
first screen, right?
Mhm.
If this is on a different screen, please tell me what you did on screen number 1 to go to screen number 2. What was the action? The submit is the action. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So submit button FT 1.6 is also on screen number
1.
1. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.6 are all screen
1.
1. Everybody on the same page with me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Now you click that submit button and you go to FT 1.7. Confirmation message with an edit and a go button. Screen number
2.
2.
Two.
Everybody clear?
Yes.
Now here on this screen, you're seeing a message. What is the message? Anybody know?
Successful.
Are you sure? Go.
We don't know what the message is, but yeah, it's this is the are you sure message, correct? But there's no verbiage given, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Who's
just
going to
says
give
a
us
go.
the verbiage of this message? Who will be giving us the verbiage of the message?
Decline.
Product
Maybe
owner. What
product
Yeah.
owner.
kind?
Product. Yeah.
Product
Product owner.
owner. This is Agile,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to go get that from the product owner, right?
Mhm.
Now, maybe 1.5 is part of this confirmation message. Can it? Yeah,
Yeah. It
it
can be.
could come here, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
One possible location. Agreed? Now, this has how many buttons on it? How many buttons are there on this screen? Screen number 2.
2 button. Edit
2
and go
buttons.
button. Yeah.
There's an edit and a go. Which one is on the right? Which one is on the left?
Left edit.
Left is edit.
Left is
Right is
edit,
go.
right is go. Typically, but you need to confirm that. Typically, right means go forward. Left means go
Back.
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 If I click edit, where will I go?
Screen
Back.
1.
Page
To screen 1.
Yeah.
Back to screen 1.
Agreed? Because you need to change something there.
Mhm.
If I click go, where do I go?
Success failure. Page
Third
3.
screen.
Page 3.
Third screen, FT 1.8,
Mhm.
which is the success or
Failure.
failure message. With how many buttons?
1.
With
No
1.
button. Oh, done button. Yeah.
Done button. With no button. Done button.
Yeah.
Right? Now, question. You think I can display the transfer amount in the success message? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the transfer is actually post,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
this is another location where 1.5 could go. Okay, so we need to confirm, is the 1.5 on page 1, page 2, or page 3? So how many pages? 3 screens you need to build. Everybody clear?
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody seeing the workflow? All right. Syed,
Yes.
you have been drafted to read FT2.
Okay. A user of Wells Fargo online banking website. I would like to have the ability to transfer funds from my checking account to an external account so that I may not have to go to the branch.
Okay. So what's different, Syed, between FT1 and FT2?
um,
It's external.
And it can be for the class. It doesn't have to be for Syed himself. Okay. Syed is reading, so I don't know how much concentration he can do when he reads. It happens, bro. Some of us, when we read, we don't. We just,
literally while you were saying that, I was reading it myself.
yes. The
It's
difference is
He's
the
making the
first.
request.
No, the first one is an internal transfer.
This is external.
Yes.
Second is a external
External
transfer.
transfer. Yes.
All right. All
Yes.
right. Now comes the fun part, Syed. So now comes the fun part.
Yes.
Now you need to read the entire, what is it called? The acceptance criteria or the storyboarding for this one. So let's go at it.
Sure. Okay. FT 2.1. What types of accounts will be in the from account dropdown? Money market, checking, savings, IRA, 529 college savings, credit card account via dropdown. FT 2.2. From account, dropdown on left. FT 2.3. Enter beneficiary information via clicking add beneficiary link on the right hand side of the from account dropdown. FT 2.3.1 beneficiary name. FT 2.3.2 account number. FT 2.3.3 bank routing number. Click continue. FT 2.3.4 confirmation message for TO Bank.
For the two bank.
For 2 Bank. FT 2.3.4.1 bank name and account number. Click continue or edit with checks box or for save. FT 2.3.5 ability to save beneficiary info, enter nickname. FT 2.4 ability to enter amount underneath from account. FT 2.5 display balance in from account post transfer as a watermark in different font. FT 2.6 submit button rectangle with curved corners. FT 2.7 display confirmation message edit go button with beneficiary details. Attestation information displayed select checkbox. FT 2.8 display transfer success or failure message done button.
All right. So class, which is more complex, FT1 or FT2?
2 for sure.
2.
2,
2.
right? So same exercise. Tell me how many screens. And if you tell me less than 3, I'm going to beat you.
4.
Oh, 4. Okay, so he's already, Mohammed is ready with 4. Okay, Mohammed. Everybody have a look. Take 2 minutes to decide. And tell me how many screens. All right, that'll be the last thing for today.
I see
You got
1.
2 minutes. Huh?
1.
1 screen. How could the previous one have 3 screens and this one have 1 screen? Sayed?
No, yeah, way off.
FT1 had 3 screens, right? If this is more complex, how can the number of screens be less? Doesn't make any sense.
I thought it was a trick question, sorry.
No, not a trick question. A question that requires analysis, brother.
1.
Is this what
At
the
least
homework
Muhammad
would
went
be
with one
related
more.
to?
Huh?
Yeah, I think it's
Is this
4.
what the homework will be related to?
Say that again.
Is this what the homework will be related to this week?
Well, you're not gonna get homework this week because there's still one more document. So your homework this week will be to look at the videos in the link. Okay? Homework will come probably homework number 1 and homework number 2. Both will be assigned to you next week.
Okay.
But we will share the document so that you can have a look at it. And in the document there are links. So yes, at the end of the day, when homework 1 comes, you have to write user stories like this.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I want to change my answer to 5.
5. Okay, he's
Yeah.
getting bigger. He's getting bigger now.
It should be 5. Yeah. It's
5.
more than 4. It's 4 and more.
4 and more. 23, right? 23
No,
is
no,
more
no.
than 4.
No, 4 plus. I mean, I said 5.
What kind of requirements is this, Rahman? More than 4. 762.
So there are some ambiguities, like when you
Ambiguity. Okay, I like ambiguity.
Yeah.
All right, Rahman, point out all the ambiguity when we walk through it. Okay. I am very good at clearing ambiguity.
So
Even
we
even
have
I
5
have
for
2
now.
answers because
I even have 2 answers.
yeah,
Okay,
because
this is
there's
just
a
2.
doubt I have, so
A
I would
doubt.
like to point that out
There's
too.
only one
That's
doubt
fine.
here, buddy. The only doubt is with FT what?
FT 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
Very good. That's the only ambiguity. There is no other ambiguity.
Yes.
All right. So you come back with any other ambiguity, I'm going to clear that really fast. All right. So we got 4, we got 5. Anybody else?
5.
5.
5.
I think
5
5. Yeah.
sounds like a good number, it sounds like.
Yes.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's do this. 2.1 screen.
1.
1. 2.2 screen.
1.
1.
1. 2.3 screen.
1.
1. 2, 3, 1. FT 2.3.1 screen.
2.
2. Very
Yes.
good.
2.
2.3.2.
2 screen.
3.
No, 2.
2. Still 2. Still
Oh,
2.
still
Still
2.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still 2. FT 2.3.3.
2.
Still 2.
Still 2.
Still 2. FT 2.3.4.
2.
2.
Oh,
3.
No,
3.
this is then 3. This
3. What did you
actually,
do on screen 2 to go to screen
Confirm.
3?
Click continue.
we click
Click
continue.
continue. You see that?
Yes.
Everybody see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Next, we go to the
What
next
screen
page.
are you on now?
Third
The
page.
confirmation screen.
3rd screen, right? Okay, so 2.3.4 is screen number
3.
3.
3. 2, 3, 4, 1 screen.
4.
2.
Still
Still 3.
Oh,
How
still
did
3.
you go from 3 to 2?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
You're still on screen 3. The confirmation message. You see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the details of that confirmation message. What's part of the confirmation message? The bank name and the
Routing number.
ac-
Account number.
account number. Which screen is this coming on?
3rd.
Number 3.
3.
3rd screen. What else is on this? You have a
Save,
Continue or edit button.
delete, continue.
and
the checkbox for save, yeah.
a checkbox for save. There are 3 separate freaking functions here. If I click edit, where do I go?
Previous screen. 2. Number 2.
Screen 2. Why? Because I need to change the beneficiary's name, the account number, or the routing number, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I click continue, I move forward, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the question is, do you want to click continue with the checkbox or without the checkbox?
Yes. Yeah.
So if I have the checkbox selected, what am I trying to do with the checkbox?
Saving.
Finish.
You want to save the beneficiary. So say if you're sending money to mom, do you want to say mom as a future reference for spending future money or one and done with mom? Oh my God, you shouldn't be that quiet. Of course, you should be saving mom's name.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Lord, he's all quiet. You guys don't love your moms? What the hell? Right? You
Yeah,
want
save
to
it.
save mom's name as a beneficiary so you can send money to her later on. You can't keep asking her, Mom, what was your account number? Mom, what was your account number? Mom will say, Shukriya, please don't send me the money.
Actually, mom would be on auto pay.
Mom should be on auto pay, right? But you be adding mom to auto pay, okay? Auto pay doesn't automatically know who your mom is. All right. So if you clicked on that checkbox and click continue, you go to FT 2.3.5,
Mhm.
which is screen
Four.
4. Yeah.
4.
That's why I said ambiguity. Yeah.
Why ambiguity? Didn't I just clear your ambiguity?
Now it's clear. When I was thinking fast. Yeah.
Yes, you are thinking fast.
Yeah.
So if you did not select the checkbox and you click continue, you go to FT 2.4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So FT 2.4 is which screen?
2 point. The second.
Right?
Enter the one.
Remind me again, where is the from account drop down?
It's the first screen.
First
First
screen.
screen.
First
You're
screen.
back to screen number 1 because all that you did here from here to here was to select your beneficiary.
Beneficiary.
First screen.
Now, if I did not select this checkbox, this screen does not come up, right? This screen number 4 does not come up, right?
Yeah.
But do I need to build the screen 4?
Yes.
Of course,
Yes.
I have to build it, right? Because how do I know if the user will click it or not? The screen has to be there. Understood? All
Mhm.
right, so we are back to screen number
1.
1. FT 2.5.
This is also one.
Still one.
This is the one we don't know where it will go. Okay, we'll keep park it for now.
Yes.
All right. FT 2.6.
Still 1.
One.
1. FT
Yeah.
2.7.
Two.
2.
Abe, how to?
How
no,
to?
no, no.
Still
No,
on
no,
fifth.
six.
Fifth.
After this one. After this one. Sorry.
5th page. This is the
After this
fifth.
one. What the hell do you mean by after this one?
Yeah.
Screen number
5.
5.
Okay.
5.
Can you explain that? I'm sorry.
What?
How we went from
1 to 5. That's what-
2. Yeah.
Because I had screen 4 was a beneficiary screen that would have not popped up.
Okay.
All right, let's count them again. All is 1.
Yes.
This is 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is 3.
Yes.
This is 4.
And then back to 1.
This is 1. This is 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
5.
5.
5th screen.
Mhm.
And remember, this one is different than screen number 2 for the first one because this one has attestation information being displayed. Why attestation? Because this is an external transfer.
Mhm.
And the terms and conditions of an external are different than the terms and conditions for a
Internal.
internal. And look, what else is built on this one screen?
Select
Checkbox.
checkbox.
Select checkbox. So what do you think about the checkbox? Why do you have a checkbox?
You're confirming
Confirming what?
for the external beneficiary details and everything.
No, you're confirming the transaction.
Okay.
Right? So let me ask you this thing. If I don't select this checkbox, should my go button be enabled?
No.
No.
No, right? You would think that because there's 2 ways to handle that. If I don't select the attestation and the go button is enabled, if I click it, what should I display?
Go back, edit.
An error message or a warning message. Please
Yeah.
select the checkbox, right?
Yeah.
But if I disable the go button and only enabled it after you selected the checkbox, do I need the error message?
Mhm.
Do I need the error message?
No.
If
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
could you please repeat the last line?
I'm saying if I only enable the go button after the user selects the checkbox,
Yeah. You don't need an error message.
You don't need
I
an error
don't need
button.
an error message. He'll never be able to click on the damn go button, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need an error message if the only way to click on the go is after he has selected the checkbox, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I need to have that requirement clarified with the business. How does he want this to work, right?
Yes.
All right, okay. And then you go to the last screen, which is screen number
6.
6, which is the
Confirmation.
success or failure message.
Yeah.
Right? And the question will come back, where does 2.5 go? 2.5 can be on the base screen, 2.5 can be on the 6th screen, 2.5 can be on the 5th screen. It's got to be on one of these. Can't be anywhere else. Make sense?
Yes.
So what was the right answer?
6 screens.
6.
6
screens.
screens. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit more complicated, so yes. Agreed. More complex. Questions? All right, I think we've gone 20 minutes over today. At least we'll just go read through these. So here's another user story, FT3. As a user of Wells Fargo online banking website, I would like to have the ability to transfer funds, checking account to external account at a date in the future. So here we are talking about scheduling a transaction for a future date. So here you have to think about how the user will be able to select a date, probably a calendar option, right? There should be a calendar icon. He clicks on it, the date should come up, right? Some questions. Yeah, what happened? Question? No question? Okay. Some of the things you should be thinking about is like, how much in the future should I allow a user to select a date? Can he select 10 years in the future? Probably not, right? There has to be a cap, right? Next one, which is FT4. As a user of Wells Fargo online banking website, I would like to have the ability to transfer funds, checking account to a savings account on a reoccurring basis. So this is a reoccurring transaction, right?
Yeah.
So here we have to worry about things such as frequency, start date, end date, amount, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Right? How many of you have used Outlook to set up a reoccurring meeting?
I did.
This interface will be very similar to that.
Mhm.
If you haven't done that, better go to YouTube, wherever, and learn how to set up reoccurring meetings. You'll need to be able to do that as a VA. Also, you need to be able to see how you can look up the availability of your stakeholders using Outlook.
Mhm.
When you set up a meeting, you should be able to see who is available, who's not available at what time slot. You should know how to do that also. So these are two very important things when it comes to Outlook. You should research. Setting up recurring meetings, setting up a regular meeting, looking at the availability of the stakeholders in your meeting. Okay? Everybody got these three?
Got it.
All right, make sure you
Yes.
know how to do these. You don't want to go to your projects and not know how to do this basic fundamental thing using Outlook. All right, when we come back next week, we will start here, which is tracking your sprint cycle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send you the email right now for the assignments. But
I have a couple of questions.
what's up?
Yeah. So you said when I was listening to a recording, you said that Excel, I think, was the most important Microsoft tool that we had to use, or maybe Word.
You need to know all the Microsoft tools.
Okay, so just to be more safe, which one do you think I should really focus on? Like more focus
All,
on all
except
of them?
for Access. You don't need Access so much, but if you're doing data analysis, you might want to use Access also.
Okay,
But
and
Word,
then
Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, MS Project, you need to know all of them.
okay, and you said that we needed to watch. I need. Okay, these are the links that we need to watch.
Yes,
Okay, and
you
you're
got
gonna.
it.
Okay,
What
that
else?
was nothing else. That was my question.
Okay. So these are your three links that you're going to be watching, right? The first link is the big one that I said. That's going to be about 2 hours and 40 some minutes. It talks about Jira project, how to set up Jira project for your Agile methodology. And it will also reinforce Agile methodology on you guys one more time. Okay. You don't have to do the homework assignment number 1 or number 2 right now. These both will be assigned to you next week. Okay? We finished slide number 1, this one. So you're going to be ahead of me in slides now. You have 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to print these out and have them available. So when we are talking about the slides, any additional information that I'm giving you on the slides, you guys can go ahead and copy them right on the notes. That's a good practice. Okay.
How late should we expect the emails?
2025, Sayed.
20-25 minutes? Oh.
I mean, year 2025. No. Nice. But good answer, 2025. No, I'm going to send it right now as soon as I drop. So I'll send it before I leave.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you.
So basically these would be the slides from like last weekend and this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So far, we have completed the traditional waterfall example, right? We're almost at the end of finishing this document, which is Agile methodology. This is the document that we need to also finish, which is another document on how to write user stories and perform storyboarding, right? And after that, you'll be able to do your first homework assignment, which is on this one, which is product backlog. So your first homework assignment is this document. And then the second homework assignment is sample questionnaire, which will come after session number 4, slide 4, which we will finish easily next week. Okay? So next week, you're going to get assigned both homework assignments. You'll have 1 and 2 because we would have completed this whole section.
So Ali, is next weekend our last weekend, or is it one more
Hell
weekend
no,
after?
man. There's another slide sessions. There's another 5 more.
Okay.
So we got biggest ones in here is session number 5. That's the biggest one. But when we hit 5, we are talking about functional specifications. So we'll get to 5 next week for sure. So probably at least 2 more weekends, minimum. 2 more weekends is typically, you might go a third weekend. Okay.
Got it.
All right. We are running
Hi,
out.
welcome here, Ali. This is Mayank. Hi.
Yes, ma'am. What's up?
Yeah, I wasn't there in yesterday's class, and I didn't even get those 2 links for the YouTube videos in my email.
Nobody got him, Mayank. Don't feel left out.
Oh, nobody got it?
Yes, nobody got it.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's gonna get it today. Were you there last week? Did you send me an email like I requested it
Yeah,
last week?
I was the first one to send you the email.
All right, then you're gonna get it. We'll get it in about 25 minutes.
Okay.
All right. And
This
if
time
anybody
is
doesn't get it,
20-25 minutes, right? Not year
yeah,
2025.
2025 years. That's right, Sayed. No, I'll send it. If you guys don't see it, right, check your spam folders because it has a lot of attachments. Sometimes it gets thrown into the spam. All right.
Okay, sure.
All right. I'll send it right now. You'll have it by 1 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. If by 1 o'clock you don't get it, check your spam folders.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.